Hello, and welcome back, ladies and germs, to episode 93 or is it 94? I can't remember, Nick. I don't know. I'm second guessing myself. Regardless, it's Changed My Mind podcast, part of the hashtag Dorkshire Gooniverse, along with Geeks Worldwide Radio and Midnight.fm. We are the Undisputed People's Podcast. We are the podcast formerly known as The Prettiest, and we are the Ben Zobrist of podcasting duos. I am Wesley Sykes, and through the other side of the ether is the agent Sitwell to my Senator Stern, Mr. Nick Fryer.
I resent that, first of all. Second, the Ben Zobrist of podcast payers, or whatever it is. I like that. You're a big Zobrist guy. You're a big Zobrist guy.
Hey, you can do a little bit of everything, you know? Brock Holt, if you will. I think Ben Zobrist is just a little bit of a sexier name.
Oh, he's a better player, too.
But I'll tell you who is a little, superior than both of them. I almost said inferior, but I wanted to say superior. I say that because this week we welcome on one half of the Mac and Goo podcast to the program, the original Dago Wop we all amore and adore, Goo, to dive headfirst into the MCU Rewatch Vault to discuss 2014's Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
I have not been called a Dago Wop in a very long time.
I say it with love, right? I'm Italian.
I would say that I'm like the Desi Relaford of the Dorkshared Gooniverse.
Now, what does Desi Relaford do?
He can do a little bit of everything. Seattle, Kansas City, you slap the ball around.
Phillies,
was he at St. Louis Cardinals?
I think he was one of those guys that just played for everybody because no one really wanted him, but they needed him.
Yes. He reminds me, I think he was on the Phillies. That's my Desi Relaford, if I remember correctly.
Mine is Seattle.
Okay. I don't remember him there. I do remember is when after last time we all hung out, I mentioned how I hated Phil Nevin, and then you go on to Dork when we did that whole extravaganza. I guess it was two times ago we hung out. You call me Phil Nevin.
It's your own fault for having a fucking goatee.
Oh, that looked amazing. I need to bring that back. We should have done the shirt with the goatee, Wes. That was stupid.
I think December is goatee month, so
go
nuts.
Okay, there we go. Me and Shine.
Something to think about. Hey, fellas, I got a question for you. What are your thoughts on families that partake in Thanksgiving morning 5K runs or other things like that on holidays?
Why would you do that to yourself? No, that's just stupid. You're just trying to act like you're really close and really fit when you're probably not either.
I mean,
do you have any thoughts?
I wouldn't do this on a holiday. I have gone on family runs, but
sure. Generally
not. No, Thanksgiving, you wake up and it's a day of family. It's not a day of running. Although
see, this is weird for me because this is the first time since I've moved back from New York City in about 5 or 6 years where I'm actually going to have the morning off from Thanksgiving. No, it's kind of a humble brag. It's kind of, because I usually work Thanksgiving till like 7 to 3, and then I get a cold Thanksgiving dinner for the last couple of years. And my morning's so early on Thanksgiving because would have to go and shoot 5K races. And I was like very upset about that because I'm already standing outside for 90 minutes during a football game, and then I have to shoot some family and turkey trot hats and dressed up like drumsticks and stuff. Like I don't know, it's not for me. But as I get older, I would want to create maybe a tradition. Like I'm kind of on the fence about this.
Yeah, I would recommend not doing it. I don't know how you're on the fence about it.
It could be fun.
He's in between. That's what it means, Nick.
I understand. I'm saying I don't know how you're on the fence about this. It's a day that you're supposed to just chill. Wes, you know as much as anybody, it sucks to do active stuff on Thanksgiving Day. I'd rather just hang out. It wasn't that funny, Goo.
No, it was funny that you thought that I was serious, that I was explaining it to you. I knew that you knew what it was.
Oh, okay. All right. Sometimes I think that people think I'm the dumbest person in the DSC. Maybe I am. I don't know.
No, you just overreact to everything. You overreact to everything.
Me?
Yes.
I take great offense to that.
Well,
sure you would.
So I would love to break this up for a moment, or let you guys go on if you will.
I'm done.
Okay. But we have big things to get to here. Of course, we're reopening the MCU Rewatch Vault. We bring Goo back on because he was our first real guest from the DSG before we were in the DSG, before that was even conceived, if you will. And he came on and discussed the first Captain America, the first Avenger. So we thought it was only fitting to do that. But before we get all around to that, let's go to what's trending now.
Okay, I think the number one thing that matters in the DSG right now is not any news regarding Wonder Woman or anything like that. It's that Jeffrey McNamara may actually be certifiably insane. I don't know if you're aware of this, Goo, but when you're paying, do you listen to Mac when you actually do the show?
It's actually funny. 2 weeks ago, Mac and I had such a poor connection that neither of us could hear what the other person was saying. We were just kind of waiting for the sound to stop, and then we'd just say something. So it's a little behind the scenes right there.
Oh, so there you go. So I'm not too far off. But the thing is, Goo, that when I heard Mac talking about the Justice League movie and how he, first of all, he came at me thinking that I seriously have high expectations for this. Do I want it to do well?
Well, that's because you tweeted out a video and you're like, now this is what I call a movie.
That's how you hear my voice in your head, which is a little concerning, but that's not no, I think I said that that's what I'm talking about. And I don't expect it to do well.
That's not that far off what I said.
If you listen to this show, Wes, back me up on this. Have I given you any impression that I have high expectations for Justice League?
No, but what I will say in the defense of other people is that maybe don't come with such, as I just rode the fence in our intro questionnaire, don't come with such fence riding takes on Twitter that could be confused either one way or the other. Like, you're kind of like tepid. You know, I think our boy Billy D loves to shit on his coworker Adam Kaufman for having tepid Celtics takes. You know, I think it's kind of in that similar vein.
Okay. All right. Well, I was just trying to be funny. I understand it's
nailed it.
What's the joke?
You nailed it.
I'm kidding that it doesn't, that it's not good, that it's not going to matter, that this is more than likely not going to do well. I wanted to do well.
To explain the joke? I'm looking for a laugh.
Okay. Either way, if I have to explain it, it's not that funny. I guess it was just too highbrow for you guys. Either way, this is more about Mac. Okay, he was enraged on News Dump about everything that's going on with Justice League and Zack Snyder and everything. Why do you expect anything different, Jeff? Seriously, why? They've screwed up everything. And honestly, I know we all love Marvel. I love the X-Men.
I think you're siding with him.
I'm saying, no, he's angry, and I'm saying you shouldn't be mad at people.
He's angry that it's being made. He's angry that we are actually going through with this. People are giving him more money to make the movie. I personally, I don't care. Let him do it. Who cares?
I'm kind of excited. Yeah, I'm
not
eager
excited
to see what comes of it.
I'm not excited. I am a bit, like, kind of concerned that we're going to start, because you know how we have rebooted everything. We are bringing everything back. Are we now going to go back to directors and say, hey, want to make a new cut of that famous movie that you had? Here's some more money to, like, change it up just a little bit. You know,
that's from their point of view, that's good money. But I mean, from the audience point of view, that's pretty shit. You know, it's
pretty shit. No, it absolutely
recycle everything.
That is great money. That's a good point by you, because they can just say, okay, here's $50 million. We usually spend like $300, $400 million to make a superhero movie. We're making it on the cheap here. Granted, we've already wasted so much money on it in the first place, and it's one of the biggest bombs of all time.
Pour in another $70 million and then get back like another $200, $300 million.
Get some subscriptions. It's up.
Yeah. It's on HBO Max. I forget that.
Yeah, now everybody's going to subscribe to Wonder Woman because we know that's coming out. What did they announce, Wes?
Yeah, so it's coming out HBO Max and I believe in select theaters on Christmas Day, December 25th.
So it'll be in select theaters on the 17th, I believe.
Oh, even sooner.
That's okay.
Well, they want to give you a little bit of like an incentive to go out and actually see it in the theaters. You know, try not to die.
Right. But we'll be going.
Well, good. So I'm kind of eager to hear your opinion because I know you shared this a little bit. I believe it was on the News Dump, the most recent one. But how will you guys be watching this? Because like my kind of take on it is like in the places of where I've been going, and the movie theater it's only been twice for New Mutants and Tenet, or just Tenet, I should say. I streamed illegally New Mutants. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so for Tenet, but like
FBI, hello.
Of the two people who are currently watching this stream, I think if it's the FBI, good for them. But I think of the places I've been going, like the supermarket, the gym, I feel like the movie theater is going to be very safe. Like it's not going to be overpopulated. It hasn't been.
It's probably very, very safe. But you're sitting in one area for 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
you're in a room with people for 2.5 hours.
On, I know. I'm at the gym for an hour, an hour and a half.
If given the option here of like, hey, you can either go and see this movie in a theater or it'll be on a home release in a week, I'm gonna wait the week. I mean, is it really worth? I mean, for you guys, obviously it is, but is it really worth risking your life for And I mean, Wonder Woman, it's a little more than, say, a New Mutants or, I mean, Tenet, it was just a little too hot of a time, to go to the theaters for me too. But, I mean.
It was in the middle of the summer. It was super spiking.
The heat. Milk was a bad choice.
In a movie theater.
Now we know, though, who's going to have the first Wonder Woman review. More than likely, then it's going to be Change My Mind in the DSG. I mean, because you guys are going to wait till it comes out. And
maybe we'll be sent a screener. Who knows? And then we'll beat you guys.
Ooh, that's right. That's right.
Maybe I've already seen it, Nick.
Oh,
I haven't.
I
have not seen it.
I
would have been cool if I had, though.
Okay.
I know. I want to see that golden chicken suit.
Oh, that's right. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's right.
How could you have forgotten? It's in every trailer.
I just blanked on it. I don't know. I haven't thought about Wonder Woman in a while. I just know I'm going to see it soon.
She rides the lightning, brah.
That's right. Wes, we had our 2000 Build a Cinema episode, our inaugural Build a Cinema episode last week. And I've given you a lot of shit for a while about never beating me in the polls. And this week, I think Lucy screwed me.
Well, let me just explain how polls work. I think there were some lost ballots.
Oh, there it is.
Okay. That's why I'm hearing, guys.
I won, and I won by a landslide. Is that what we're going to say?
Yeah, you definitely won by a landslide. No, congratulations on winning your first poll since Nom.
So this was. I think this might go back to like D2 the Mighty Ducks. It goes back in like a long losing streak. I don't really consider myself, although I think we lost it in the Harry Potter debate. Although I didn't really partake in that. That was mostly Billy D arguing on that side. But 47% of the vote for the Thousands Build a Cinema. I love that. That's great. Lucy definitely surprisingly
got robbed.
Oh, here we go.
She got the clumps.
First overall.
Okay, if she was in a draft with Goo and took the clumps first overall, I could understand that because he's taking that first round.
There's farts, man. There's old ladies making out with young Eddie Murphy, and that old lady also Eddie Murphy.
Well, see, I think we found the our version of the equator. Like anyone who comes on the DSG, whether it's like you guys or Lucy or Dork, no matter what draft you're in, you guys win because you have the power of the people behind you, right? You have the numbers to come in. I think this is the line in the sand here, the equator, if you will. You draft the clumps. It doesn't matter how many people you have. You're going to come in last place on a poll.
Well, I mean, if you have me on for I want to say 2006, I'll take Norbert. I'll see how that goes. Norbit,
okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Norbit. Drillbit Taylor. How about that?
Hey, man. Hey.
Oh, my God. Those came out in the same year?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not even sure if Eddie Murphy's in Drillbit Taylor.
I think Drillbit Taylor is an Owen Wilson movie.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's what I'm thinking.
And it's oddly produced by Judd Apatow.
Yeah,
people don't talk about that enough.
Because it sucked. It was awful.
It's not good. No.
I hated that movie. I think I saw that with my dad. That was brutal. Anyways, that brings us to the comic book minute, Wes. And just a quick reminder for everybody, you can go over to TeePublic and find our merch. You can find Mac and Goo merch and hashtag Dork merch. Still no PCP stuff. I don't know what the hell they're doing with that. But Wes, have you got your is it Change My Mind Debate Club merch yet? That you asked?
I believe it's on the way. It should be coming in the near future. Yeah, very exciting.
Good. Do you guys have anything new coming for Mac and Goo over there?
Merch-wise, no, but I did just re-release my Dundee is Real shirt.
Oh,
so you can buy that.
Okay. Nice. When are we going to get the corn shirt?
It's me holding a boomerang, and there's a koala on my shoulder.
I might have to get that.
Some dingo babies.
Right, yeah, there's shrimps on the Barbie and whatnot.
That is so ridiculous.
In 4 years, when Dundee does come out, I'm going to laugh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
At the movie and at all of you.
Okay.
Well, did you have that in the auction draft? Is that what
I did? Yes,
yeah,
I did.
You. Okay, all right.
And then everyone's like, "Hey, there's rumors that's a commercial." And then literally 3 days later, it's a commercial. Well, it's a good commercial. Margot Robbie's in it. Chris Hemsworth. All of the most attractive people in the world are in this commercial.
I was wondering if it was like a dynasty draft, because then maybe you could pay off in the long haul.
Hey, Nick, do you know who wrote? Do you know who wrote Dundee 3? Dundee in Los Angeles, whatever it is.
I do not.
Matthew Berry. No, Matthew Berry did.
Oh, that's right. No, I
really?
I actually did know that.
One of the more insane stories ever. And then Crocodile Dundee himself, Paul Hogan, refused to pay him.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what because, he gets for putting the.
No. So what he did was he went through the script and he changed just enough to steal the writing credit from him.
Okay.
Apparently, Paul Hogan is a real dick.
Yeah, didn't know that.
The Outlaws from Australia. Do you blame him?
They're all scofflaws from London.
That's right. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And I think this is a perfect way to transition into the comic book minute. Only natural. This week we have from DC Comics we have Red Hood 51, which I'll be reviewing. That Hellblazer, John Constantine Hellblazer, the final issue of that. The first trade is out. If you guys like Constantine, the second trade is going to be coming soon. I highly recommend this run. Cy Spurrier has been great on it. I get those two mixed up all the time. I know Doc is excited about the next issue of Daredevil from Marvel. Image has Dr. Joe. From TLDR, which will be on actually early this week during his normal Nap Time Warzone on Wednesday live. I'm assuming the audio will still have that up on Friday for you guys normally. The real thing I wanted to talk about in this week's comic book minute, though, is Goo spoiling the first issue of The Last Ronin for people the week that it came out on News Dump. Do you remember what you said? I don't want you to repeat it. Do you remember what you said?
Yeah, Mac asked who it was, and I said,
"Yeah, exactly." And you said,
and I said, "I'm not going to say." And then he's like, "Just tell me." I'm like, "All right, Michelangelo."
You're such a.
I like that. Okay.
It was pretty obvious from the art, dude.
Yeah, you can figure it out. There's a certain thing that gives it away, yes, but you don't know for sure. They could have tried to mislead.
Guess what? That was a blind guess on my part, and I was right.
Oh, okay. I thought you read it from like comicbook.com or something like that. Because some of those places
I looked at the picture and I said, "Oh, that's Michelangelo."
Just from looking at the character, not even seeing anything else, like not the lettering or anything.
I dreamed turtles, bro.
Okay. All right. Well, fair enough. Then I didn't realize that. Well done, Goo. Then I'm not that mad at you for spoiling it. Are you going to read that?
If it's ever sent to me, yes. I'm never going to go anywhere to get it, though.
Got it. Okay. Understood.
If it is ever put into my hands, I will read it.
Got it. Okay, so if somehow you got a copy of it, like you did.
If someone walks up to me and places it in my hands, I will give it a gander.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I will also watch the shit out of it when they make it into an animated movie.
They need to do that. By the way, I finally got to watch the Batman TMNT animated movie. Outstanding. Loved it. Yeah.
One of my top 5 of last year.
They did a great job of that. We'll have some more
it.
TLDR stuff for you guys a little bit later on when we get into the quarantine corner. But Wes, I think it's time for the main topic.
Oh, you're ready. You're ready for it here. Okay. I was not ready. This is usually my time where I sit back and relax. I just had you guys on mute for a moment here, but the main topic, let's get that pulled up. Is the MCU Rewatch Vault. Captain America 2014's The Winter Soldier. You want to take the synopsis there?
Yes, sir. As Steve Rogers struggles to embrace his role in the modern world, he teams up with a fellow Avenger and S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, Black Widow, to battle a new threat from history, an assassin known as the Winter Soldier.
Nicely done. And we got a star-studded, jam-packed cast here. Of course, directed by Anthony and Joe Russo. Starring Chris Evans as Steve Rogers / Captain America, Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow, Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury, Sebastian Stan as Bucky Barnes, Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson / Falcon, Colby Smulders, Maria Hill, Frank Grillo playing Brock Rumno, Maximiliano Hernandez playing Jasper Sitwell, Emily Van Camp playing Kate or Agent 13 or Sharon Carter. And last but not least, we have Robert Redford playing Alexander Pierce,
which is actually his not pseudonym but fake name. It's actually Roy Hobbs. We did that in the Multiverse Madness episode. I drew the link to it, so now we all know that Roy Hobbs is actually Alexander Pierce.
I don't sign off on that.
I thought he was a ball player in the 1920s.
Right, but trust me, like I can't get into it all again because it'll totally derail the episode. But I explained it all in the Multiverse Madness episode that we did, which I think if anybody is going to appreciate that episode, Goo, it's you. The way at least I approached it.
Too Long Didn't Read. Pretty much is the same actor. That's the only connection that is.
Stop it.
I'll save you the listen.
That is what? All right, the score.
Any of you who put this on pause to go and find the other one, you've wasted your time. Wes just gave you the answer.
If you don't need it. There's a whole story behind it and everything. I gave it a backstory. Wes and I both took different angles at it.
I said Too Long Didn't Read.
It's way more interesting.
Got to the point to you.
You liked. We did 5.
Who took which angle?
What do you mean? Who took which angle?
Like who went front, who went back?
Well, I'm always the back. So, anyways, the rating for this I'm just gonna keep going. I don't know where I was going with either. I top bottom, I can figure that out, but back front, anyways. The rating
it's like
for
a
this
Chinese finger
bottom.
trap, you know.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
High five.
Had this criminally low for a rating, 7.7 out of 10 on IMDb.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes 90-10 split with the critics' consensus of suspenseful and politically astute. Captain America
90-92 split? 90-10 split is
90-10 split.
Did I say 90-10? Did I say 90-10? 90-92, my apologize.
All of those fucking people went out there like we're going to lambaste this movie.
Stay hot, Nick. All right, suspenseful and politically astute. Captain America, the Winter Soldier, is a superior entry in the Avengers canon. Sure to thrill Marvel diehards.
It sure did. It hauled in $259 million domestically, $95 million on the opening weekend, and $714 million overall. Spent 4 weeks at number 1 in the box office, 7 weeks in the top 5, and the $714 million overall ranks 14th in the MCU, behind Guardians of the Galaxy and ahead of Doctor Strange.
I'm sorry.
Goo, you are our guest here. How about you lead us off with, yes, you are. I'd like to inform you of that.
Thank you.
Can you give us your tweet-length review and overall score, please?
The movie took old guy O'Houlihan Cap and turned him into Kicky McGee Cap, and also started the run of subgenres within Marvel movies. Also, this was the Russo brothers' first movie kicking off their run of awesomeness. 93%.
93 and 37 out of 40 dogs. I did not actually calculate the math. Is that 93 too? Is that work
92.5? I rounded up.
Okay, sure. I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
We're actually in agreement here. I did not see your number before. I also gave it a 93 out of 100. This movie was the movie that really got me into the MCU. I'd seen things like Iron Man and some of those other earlier films, the Avengers, of course, but kind of tersedly, kind of seen it when it came out, on HBO. I remember where I was. I was living in Astoria in my apartment. I was dead broke. And this movie comes on HBO, and I'm like, I'm all in. You get sucked in, and then now I'm starting to go back, and like everything kind of ties me into it. So exciting spy political thriller with a great villain, great supporting cast, subplots, etc. Just a little long at 135 minutes for me.
Okay.
This is the movie that got you in? I didn't remember. You've told me that before.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Yeah, you have told me that. I remember that now. Okay, I had this just a tick higher than you guys at 94 because this might be this is close for my favorite MCU movie ever because I love Bucky Barnes. And to me, rewatching this is a reminder of how much of a disappointment the Winter Soldier Bucky Barnes character has become in the MCU. That's the only thing I care about in the end of all this. Like, this is such an awesome character. And what'd you guys do with it in the end?
By the way, for those of you who are just listening right now, Nick is wearing an Under Armour Bucky Barnes arm shirt.
Me?
Yeah.
Is that what this is? Oh, I didn't even realize
Care
that.
to describe what you're wearing?
You know the shirts you see online where it's like Iron Man or Captain America, like on Instagram, and it looks like a really fit guy's wearing it, and they look jacked in it, and then you get it, and like, oh shit, that's what I bought. That's what this is. You
should have went like 3 sizes too small.
Yeah.
I think it came from China, and I tried to order it as a medium, and they gave it to me as a large, and they said that larges are actually like the way their sizing was. It was like it's different than America. That's all. I know.
When I used to order stuff from China, I was a Chinese medium.
Okay, so then that's what it was. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I could speak to ghosts.
I don't want. Yeah, this is a medium too. Okay, so there you go. Anyways,
that's not a Chinese medium. That's huge.
This is a medium.
You're swimming in that, Nick.
That's not a Chinese medium.
I'm not swimming in this, guys. I promise you, I am not swimming in this.
For an Under Armour shirt, you are swimming.
I promise you. Do you want me to take it off and show it to the camera?
No one is challenging you.
No.
Sure, sounds like it. That's exactly what it sounds like.
Remember when I said earlier that you overreact to everything?
I don't recall you making that statement at all. So Wes has a running score, is keeping track of all our scores throughout this. Now we've had.
I added mine.
I was.
sure did.
I wasn't about to say that at all. We've had Goo on for an episode. We had Tim Weisberg back on. We had Shime on for Iron Man 3. We had Rossi on for Thor the Dark World 2. And we listed in our Google Doc, and Goo went through every single one and put his rating for all of them.
Yep, I did. Luckily, I rate all these on letterboxd.com, and they are right at my fingertip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nice. We could do that sometime. Who knows?
Oh, yeah, that
takes 1 second, guys.
Your lowest one is...
Well,
it's a whole to-do.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, okay. When you got kids and stuff, you can't be bothered with doing other stuff,
It looks like Goo's highest rated ones to this point, aside from Captain America, Winter Soldier, are the Avengers and Iron Man, which isn't really much of a surprise.
Okay, so let's get into it here with the categories. Let's start off with the very aptly named, if you will, the On Your Left Award for most rewatchable scene. Goo, you're a guest, right?
Okay, so I love the opening scene of them rescuing on the ship the hostages, because that sets a completely different tempo than Avengers Captain America and from Captain America the First Avenger. But that's not it. It's obvious what the most rewatchable scene in this movie is. It's in Endgame as well, with a twist, and that is the elevator scene.
1,000%.
I love the idea of the opening scene. Again, great tone setter there, and it also shows you that, which I think is one of your main topics, main themes going throughout this, is that you see a different, much lighter 20th century Captain America, who's more well adjusted.
Yeah. He's kind of jaded. He doesn't mind swearing, He's not this, and that's what I hated about Ultron, is literally within the opening scene, they make him a lame ass again, immediately.
Yeah.
We just had this movie that nixed that whole thing, and then we're jumping right back into it.
That's a good call.
Thanks, Joss Whedon.
Thanks, Joss.
I never thought about it like that. For me, Wes, I think Goo is absolutely spot on with the elevator scene, no questions asked. But I do love the Captain America Winter Soldier face-off too, and of course Black Widow's involved in all that as well. On the highway, but when they're going in the knives, the metal arm is going freaking crazy. That is one of my favorite scenes in all this too. The action in all this, which will come up again at least one other time, but I thought the action in all this was outstanding. But you have some other nominees that I like too, but I think Goose is the one I'm voting for.
Yeah, so I think the Cap versus Winter Soldier one, I think you and I are kind of in agreement there. And I would go just that whole first introduction, not even just the fight between him and Cap, but just that whole kind of chase scene down. You get that kind of like Inception, like bong, every time he gets introduced.
Yes.
Natasha is legitimately scared. She, everyone kind of shits on Scarlett Johansson for kind of mailing it in the back half of these Avengers movies and everything, which is probably rightfully so. But she's like putting in a good performance here. Like, I can see the fear in her face. She looks generally scared. The idea of like having that unknown villain who you don't know where they are, what they're capable of yet. Like I kind of bought into that kind of sense of like losing control, where they felt like, again, they weren't in control in that moment.
But another one that is kind of overlooked in this is the Falcon reveal. It's not talked about a lot, but them going over. Well, yeah, because them going over like the exoskeleton wings, and then the next scene of him popping out of nowhere with everything going on and making it believable that he's a normal guy that just has some really cool training, and it looks awesome.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but upon rewatch, it's like we already know it's there. It's cool.
Well, upon rewatch, Nick, we know everything's there.
Well, but that's the whole thing. This is a rewatch, just looking at it from a different angle, not the first time that we're seeing it.
Because the first time I saw it, I was like, Bucky Barnes? What?
Anyways, Wes, you also had Nick Fury's car chase scene written down, and the when he pulls out the gun, like I've seen this recently. I've rewatched this outside of our rewatch within this past year, and that moment where like he's like now was like when it's like 1% left on the shields. I love that moment.
I don't know. Is that possible? Can you have a car that's like that, or like even when they're just kind of spraying the whole car with bullets, like the tires don't get shot out at all? Like they're bulletproof tires? Is that a real thing?
I think
or the company that created that car wouldn't know how to destroy it immediately.
Yeah, I think Wes.
I mean, yes, that is a Shield car, but guess what? That's actually a Hydra car. So,
oh wow,
they should have known to take them out from the inside. Like, say if they have bombs on the inside of the cars.
Yes.
Right.
There are spare keys to try and get in and then get them that way.
But Joker figured it out in The Dark Knight.
You know what you should.
I also hated too. So this is a good Nick Fury movie, but this kicks off the trend of the fake death. I hate fake deaths. Either kill him or don't.
Thing though, isn't it? Isn't he always faking dying in the comic?
It's Fury's thing, and then it's just a comic book thing too.
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, now you're just complaining about the genre, and that's what the genre is. Like,
let's pick a damn winner. Let's start these bickering like an old couple.
We already picked a winner, but what I was going to say is, Wesley, you should have thrown the question about the car into the next award.
But yeah, I can't keep track of how often you guys are going to go off topic and just start bickering at one another. So I figured I'd get it in while the time is hot. Okay, so we'll say the elevator scene. I think that's a great one, although there's many to choose from there.
But it's unquestionable.
Category, the Quantum Realm Award for unanswerable questions. What do you guys got here? Show me something.
Okay, well, at the beginning of the movie, when they're going on their rescue mission, Cap jumps out of a helicopter into the ocean. He then climbs up a chain, and he is bone dry. How? He is then on the ship, and he is very quietly taking out people. Wouldn't they hear the squishes of his pants and his boots?
Dry wicking materials probably has come a long way. It's maybe the military had that long before we had it in Target.
There'd have to be some kind of a squish going on.
That's a good point, though, Goo. I never caught that. Even upon rewatch, I didn't see that. Like when I saw it in the notes, like, oh shit, it's a great call.
Even if while he was climbing the chains, he looked at the camera and he said, "Waterproof suit," and then he winked at us or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
I would like that. I think that's the type of community humor this movie was missing. That breaking of the fourth wall.
Yeah. My biggest
brothers, man.
My biggest question in this was, how did Zolo get into the computer? Because we know he turns terminally ill in 1972.
I'm sorry, that's like fucking Zoolander.
In the computer.
They're in the computer.
It's true. That's what he said, right? So how did he get in there in 1972?
When were computers invented?
I don't know.
I think it might have been late 60s, early 70s. So I think he could have been able to do it. Plus, Hydras are the Nazis. So I believe that they were playing around with this type of stuff in the 40s.
But we're talking about putting a human being's consciousness into a computer.
Yeah, you ever hear of a robot?
Yeah, are all robots just human beings?
Have you seen a movie called Her? Spike Jonze flick. How about Transcendence? Johnny Depp.
I'm seeing 1938 for the first computer.
All possible there. I think
was the first computer in 1938?
I mean, it looks like Wikipedia says. I don't know how much we trust
Was it a Nazi? Was it a Nazi?
I don't see anything.
Those Germans were pretty smart.
What do you got?
From what I've seen in the History Channel, Adolf Hitler worked with aliens, and they had UFOs.
Yeah, but now he's back down in Antarctica. Where there's a hollow Earth, and he's living within side of the Earth there.
Are there lizard people there?
There's a few, yeah.
Was he himself a lizard person?
Probably like not a direct descendant, but maybe like once or twice removed. I think he probably has some lizard blood in him.
No, I definitely know that Barack Hussein Obama is a lizard person.
So that I can't confirm, but I can tell you that he is not from the United States. That I can confirm you. I've received the documents. I have the birth certificates. Unanswerable questions. Where do we go from here?
You didn't ask any of your questions yet, Wes.
No, I did not. I know that was the unanswerable question. Where do we go from here? That was the joke. Who's the bigger villain in this? Winter Soldier or Alexander Pierce? I think it's Alexander Pierce. Like he's a real real fuckhead.
Is this one of those things where the Winter Soldier is the anti-hero because he's brainwashed?
Right, by Alexander Pierce, but also the all-seeing Big Brother Orwellian type of government. You don't think that's kind of worse overall than Winter Soldiers being brainwashed?
I mean, I guess, and yeah, it was the whole we've studied your last 20 years so we can predict your next 20 years type of stuff, and yeah, it's definitely there, but using the easy, he's got eye makeup on. He's got to be bad,
That's true. He is dressed in black.
Yeah.
I mean, look, Winter Soldier is bad, obviously, but Alexander Pierce he's the puppet master.
The mastermind.
And all of it. He's absolutely the villain in this. I mean, Wes, you also you're going to go against Winter Soldier too because you're an Iron Man guy, and Iron Man obviously hates Bucky Barnes too. So there's that whole thing.
From what I've heard, I can't confirm this, Bucky Barnes has killed his parents.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's a big spoiler.
In the next one,
what's
going to happen?
Is there a better guy to have in your corner if you're going to have like a small covert black ops than Frank Grillo?
He's badass, man.
Like,
He's
I
great.
feel like he has to be a staple in every bank heist crime job that you're pulling. Like I feel like he has to be in that group. He's maybe not the leader, but he is like the get shit done guy. He's the ground guy.
Is he in both the first and the second Purge movies, and possibly the third?
I've never seen any of the Purges.
Really?
No.
Goo, have you seen the Purge movies?
Yeah, the first one's pretty good. The rest of them all stink.
The first one was good. I enjoyed it.
The question, I don't really care about the Purge.
Just but I was
going to say Purge podcast. This isn't a Purge cast.
He was good in that, and I feel like we don't see a whole lot of Frank Grillo, and I don't quite understand why. So I'm just backing you up, Wes. Is all. Jeez. All right. Sorry, I talk.
Goo, where are you at?
Nick, calm down.
Unbelievable.
That's where I am.
Okay. Got any other unanswerable questions, Wes, for me?
Yeah. How much time do you think Cap has spent on Pornhub? Because I asked this because he's telling Sam how helpful the internet has been for him when he first met and when he's jotting down some things to remember. So I just had this really maybe a little bit of a stoner moment last night when we were rewatching this movie, and I could just picture Cap coming out of a 2-week bender of figuring out what Pornhub is, and he just loses all of his super serum and he's back to 5'4", 95-pound Steve Rogers. It's completely depleted of all his fluids.
But my only question would be, what would
end of Pornhub? What
is he searching that he accidentally stumbles upon it? Because that's not something that he's going to be looking for. So
someone tells him. No, someone definitely tells him.
But eventually he's got a
category. Is it like in Borat 2 with the spit roast cream pie?
Yeah.
You should try a Boston cream pie.
You know when you get that foreign exchange student or someone who doesn't speak English all that well, the first thing you do is you teach them all the swear words and you want to corrupt them. You have this very morally driven
the first thing you do is you mock them for being different.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Jesus. So what's
this country?
I care more about what is he looking up when he gets to Pornhub, not how many hours he spent. I want to know what his.
I just told you what it was. Someone said you got to try a Boston cream pie.
That's it. That's
what it is. So it's cream pie. Okay. Well, hey, to each his own, I guess. Fair enough.
Figure 4 leg lock, and he's like, "Whoa, this isn't what I was expecting. This is."
Hey, man, what is this Chinese finger trap?
Yeah, there we go. My last question here is can Captain America carry a movie
on his own?
On his own.
Sure. That's a good question, actually, because the first movie, it was really more his movie than anybody else's. And is that the third worst financially, I think?
Yeah. It's one in the bottom, yeah.
So this one is close to the bottom too, and it's mostly his movie, but it's also a ton of Black Widow. You get the Falcon introduced, you get Winter Soldier, and then did they look at these two movies and they said for his third movie, we have to have every other Avenger in it?
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm thinking. And it just seems like there was so many other great subplots in here that helped kind of carry and push this movie along that, I feel like didn't really need Captain America in this movie.
Well, that's the whole thing is that I think for a movie, you could take Captain America out and then just make it a fucking Bourne movie and it's still great.
Yeah.
Okay, so Wes, I feel like you're saying this because again, you're an Iron Man versus a Cap guy. Goo is objective in this. Because
I love this movie. I
know, but you're taking shots at Captain America and all this, and I take great offense.
He's asking questions. Is that the point of this podcast? Change my mind.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I'm going to change his mind right now. Wes, how many times after all the Iron Man stuff did you see it just be a single character is solely driving the movie? Seriously, it's all Thor, I'm saying.
Well, so you bring up Thor, and I think that after the Dark World, and they saw how fucking bad that thing was.
They teamed him up with
they said, let's put him with the Hulk, and also, guess what? Genre flop. It's a comedy.
But we started seeing all these characters. It was either duos, like with Ant-Man. You have Ant-Man and the Wasp, and then you have Ant-Man where you're dealing with the Wasp a lot of the time. Okay, and I mean, and with Iron Man 2 and 3. Goo, did you like Iron Man 2? I think your rating for it says you don't.
Well, then that's your answer. Okay. You're looking at my rating in front of you.
And I couldn't find it at first. And then Iron Man 3, you have the same rating. Not very good ratings, everybody.
No, I don't like either of them.
So I think Marvel learned from what happened there, their mistakes.
Well, no, I think Marvel said...
Stop. Okay, this is me here, Goo. You are on the bottom. You are the power bottom for a reason, so you are going to fall in line.
I'm trying to generate the power.
He's mad, Goo.
My response to that, Nick, is Marvel does not care about what critics think about their movies. They don't care about that. They're not out here trying to win wars. They want to win money. And
Denali, baby.
Iron Man 2 made more money than both Captain America Winter Soldier and Captain America the First Avenger, as well as Iron Man 3, which made like $1 billion.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the most profitable movies in the MCU franchise. So no, I don't care. I don't think they care what the critics think.
Also, Nick, let me just go ahead and point this out to you too. When Iron Man 2 came out, there were no other characters to integrate into the movie. Yet still, Black Widow was in there.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't want to bring the Hulk in there because they didn't like Ed Norton. They had to find someone else. And then for Iron Man 3, they were coming off of the first Avengers movie. They wouldn't just have all the Avengers be in the next movie after that.
Didn't they also bring War Machine in for Iron Man 2? But we saw Rhodey, but he didn't. Yeah, so we had War Machine and we had Black Widow in that one as well. But I will say in Iron Man 2, they were sprinkled in and Tony Stark's driving the bus as opposed to this.
I just don't think there's any question about Iron Man and Robert Downey Jr. like owning the movie. Like you always know like he's like the star of the movie, I think. And I feel like Captain America, Steve Rogers, like yes to a degree, but I just feel like with these other movies, especially with Civil War.
Well, I mean, Civil War, like we're not talking about Civil War right now, but Civil War is Captain America 3, Iron Man 3.5, The Avengers 3.5.
2.5,
It is Black Panther 0.5. Like it's
Spider-Man
every movie.
0.5.
It's so many movies put into one.
Yeah, it's above all else, I say Avengers 2.5. Absolutely. That's totally different than this one. This one is still, it's a Cap movie, especially when you have Bucky and that whole thing gets thrown into it all. So look, we've devoted an episode to it before where we talk about who's the main protagonist in the MCU. I don't want to get bogged down to it too much, Wes. I apologize. I just can't sometimes with you.
The answer is Thanos, right?
Yeah, exactly. What's our next category, Wes?
He has some good ideas.
America's Ass Award for what aged the best.
Ooh, okay. Goo, what do you got?
The transformation of Cap. And like I said the last time I was here, I loved the first Avenger. It played to me like a 1990s comic book movie, which is something that I'm into. But, I can see how many people might not like it. I mean, people don't think that movie ages very well. This one, they transformed him into a jaded asshole that now he is a character that can fit in with the other characters. And the fact that after this movie, you go to Civil War and you're able to have Iron Man and Captain America on the sides that they're on, because you would assume that Captain America would be pro-government and Iron Man would be
anti-government.
Thank you. Yeah. There we go. Words.
Pro-anti-government.
Pro-anti-government.
Yes.
But they were able to establish that with this movie.
Yeah. I think that they did. I think you're right. They did a good job with that, but I'm not going to go there necessarily for my vote with this. I know we didn't vote in the last category, but we have Cap's.
Just give it to the elevator scene.
Cap's stealth. Cap's stealth suit, I think, ages very well. I think this is the best suit that we've seen from him throughout the entire MCU, even though was he wearing a mask in it? I can't even remember. It's just the logo looked great. The action in this movie in general. Now, this is a 2014 movie. I know it's not exactly old, but still, this holds up against all the movies that we've seen so far. I know we're not dealing with intergalactic stuff, but Bucky in this is outstanding. And again, like you have the elevator scene, the highway scene, all of it. And then the other thing, this is tiny, just an honorable mention for me more so, the music for the Winter Soldier character. You have that like shriek, the sharp rock kind of thing going on, and I love it every time. He's on screen and shit's about to get real.
Honorable mention for me is the end credit graphics. I've really enjoyed watching those, and it kind of bridged the gap between the mid credit and end credit scene. I thought that was just really well done. I enjoyed watching those. And again, the political conspiracy, spy thriller nature of it all, I think that really holds up well. I think that idea of having these like niche genre films within these superhero comic book worlds, I think that's a really smart idea. I think Goo touched on that earlier. The on your left quote in general, that comes back obviously to a lot of importance with us.
That's
but
true.
Of course, ages very well with Avengers Endgame. But I think my biggest one, I think this is actually like very fitting. This is my conspiratorial mind working here, but the idea of fighting against the security / information state and the government overstepping its boundaries and in control. I think as we're in the middle of a pandemic, regardless of what end of the spectrum you fall on politically, that holds up pretty well 6 years later.
Yeah, it does. I was thinking about that when Zolo, whatever the hell his name is, was explaining the conspiracy for Hydra. I was like, huh. If you look at how chaotic things have gotten now in the world, it's almost like we do actually have a Hydra. You would think.
It could be. Who am I to say? A lot of people think the MCU is just American propaganda.
Oh, I've never heard that before, and I really wish I had.
It could be,
What, do you not read books?
Oh, you're going to talk to me about not reading. Okay. Yeah, all right.
Even I knew that, Nick.
All right. My vote goes to the Cap Stealth Suit Award. I mean, the Cap Stealth Suit for the America's Ass Award.
That's a tough one to say, though. That's tough to get out there.
And also, just speaking about that suit, we're coming off of the worst suit ever in Avengers.
Oh, my God.
So lame.
Yeah.
For being such an awesome movie that, this is the first time that a lot of people are seeing these characters. People didn't, besides Iron Man, people didn't go to the other movies in droves. Mm-hmm. But when Avengers came out, everyone went and saw this. And that was the first that people saw of Cap for a lot of people.
A candy-ass costume.
Yeah.
So, definition of a candy-ass costume.
Goo gives that movie a 90. Wes gives that a 91. I give it a 92. I'm curious, guys. How many points did you deduct for Cap's suit in the Avengers?
How many? What did I give it?
What?
What did I give it?
You give it a 91.
9 points.
Oh, no. I mean, my main gripe with Avengers is the mind control stuff, because I fucking hate mind control.
Okay. That's right. I'd probably say I took 2 points off for that stupid uniform. We go from what aged the best to what aged the worst, the Mirror Match Villain Award. I have a lot for this category, but Goo, why don't you start us off?
And it really isn't even this movie per se, but it's the movie that follows it and reverting Cap to being a candy-ass idiot.
Yeah.
Language.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Language. He just changed into this awesome character. Leave him this way.
Yeah, and it takes a while for him to get back, too, because he goes back to that nomad thing, and then it's almost too late at that point.
Yeah.
I got the use of nondescript hat and glasses to hide.
No, that's the best thing.
That gets I get it. It's funny. It's
that should have been so lame.
And then that guy is like, I have the same glasses, and she goes, "You look the exact same."
You should have put that in the last category.
Danny Pudi's in this movie.
Oh yes, that's right. Yes, Mr. Community.
Wait, does he make a reference to the nondescript hat and glasses?
I think he does in Community, but he's in this movie though.
Right. Oh, okay. But I wasn't sure if that had anything to do with anything.
I forgot.
Danny Pudi definitely made a reference to that in Community.
But
and also, if we're talking Avengers stuff in general in Community, because the Russo brothers, they worked on both.
Sure, yeah.
A lot of season 6 jokes is them saying, "I don't know why anyone likes the Marvel stuff." So,
okay, I like that.
Okay, so like how Goo has it with Cap and how they reverted him back to his corniness. From here, we get Bucky Barnes, who is a Winter Soldier, who is a total badass. Okay, and then after this movie, instantly my favorite character in the MCU, and he remained that way for a while.
Is that when you bought that shirt?
No, this was afterwards. Which, by the way, just to address the chat here, we have friggin' Mac showing up asking. I have a ton of stupid shirts like this, Mac. Well, not like this per se, but superhero related shirts. Okay.
So did you do a podcast in front of your closet one time and just have all of your shirts behind you?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And then also Tony Romo's signature hat coming at me. All right. Well, you're going to hear from Doc fairly soon because he's not going to appreciate you talking about his quarterback that way. Anyways, Bucky Barnes became the worst after this. He's still probably my second favorite character for this movie in the MCU, but he just got so like.
I don't know if I would say the worst because in Infinity War, he's holding a raccoon and he's shooting a gun. That's pretty cool.
That's great.
Yes, but outside of that, he's always just.
Yeah, but like not only that, like he has that sweet arm. Like he doesn't do a lot with that sweet arm. Do more with that sweet arm.
Yes,
well, we see it in the Winter Soldier. We see it. He rips off the steering wheel while Natasha is still driving, like through the hood. Like that's cool stuff. But like you don't see it further on. Like once he gets the Wakandan arm.
Yeah,
the White Wolf must fight again. He has rested longer now.
Maybe do something cool where he punches out the Hulk or something like that.
I would love that. Yeah.
Or Nick, you read books. Could he punch out the Hulk with that arm?
I don't think he could punch out the Hulk with that arm, but I think he could do a lot more than we've seen him do post.
What could he do? What is his maximum damage?
He has the strength of Cap with the advanced arm. And Cap's also advanced with guns and stuff too. He just doesn't use it much.
Okay, so not that much then. I'm not that impressed then.
Well, he's like, but do you think Cap can do a lot or no?
Yeah, Cap can fucking. You saw him curl a helicopter.
He is Cap. He has the same stuff. He has the same abilities. His problem is his head. It's all in his head. Goo. He's mentally weak.
You know what it is? Cap has this.
Oh yes, hard.
Oh, I like that.
But I think after this movie, if you look at it from that angle, which age the worst after this movie, it's Bucky Barnes because he's still my second favorite character in the MCU, but it's just he went so far down. Also, Black Widow in her explanation for who the Winter Soldier is, because she talks about that whole experience right where she's like, no more bikinis for me. She got shot through protecting somebody. She knew him from like the Red Room and stuff. They were trained in the same area. And you bring up the comic school, they dated in the comics. Like one of the Winter Soldier series that's out there. I own it. They were like a thing. So, and then we see it in Civil War, more importantly, where she's like, you don't even recognize me. Do you guys remember that moment?
And now Nick is holding up his books right now for those of you who are not watching.
But when she says you don't even recognize me, that's not a reference to this movie?
Is it to this movie or is it to the fact that they were trained? They were both trained in the same area, same place. I'm just saying it felt weird. On top of that, I'm surprised you jumped the gun on the Bucky Barnes one, West, because I do agree with you that is the one that's aged the worst. But I thought you'd like this one more.
I don't understand I still don't understand what you're saying here.
Okay, so Nick Fury saying the last time I trusted someone, I lost an eye. West, we now know how Nick Fury lost his eye.
Yeah, the Flurgon.
But did he trust the cat? Is that what the problem was?
He loved the cat.
Okay, fine. All right.
A bit too much if you ask me.
Okay. And then the last thing was that the theory that the term mutant would be replaced by miracles in the MCU. I remember that was talked about after this movie too. And it was like, no.
Well, to be fair, everything up until Doctor Strange in this universe, science.
What?
Everything up until Doctor Strange, everything that everyone does in this entire universe, no one really has superpowers. It's science.
Yeah, that's true. That's a fair point.
Besides God.
Or
Thor, I mean, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thor, yeah.
Besides Thor. Yeah. Fair enough.
Or is Thor in all of our imagination?
This is also a possibility as well. All right.
Like a theory? Do people say that?
No, I don't think I've never heard that before. But I'm voting on Bucky Barnes with you, Wes, for the Mirror Match Villain Award and how he ages after this movie.
Okay, so the What Does It All Mean Award, what everyone's here for, the top Easter egg. So the mid-credits scene, Natasha gives Steve classified documents on Bucky's history and where to find him, setting up Civil War. Then the end credits scene is Hydra is now underground and has Loki's scepter, and then introduces Wander and Pietro Maximoff, setting up Avengers Age of Ultron, and the Stan Lee cameo, where he plays a security guard at the Smithsonian, where Cap steals his old costume, and he says, "I'm so getting fired for this." Nice. It's a pretty good Stan Lee cameo.
Yeah. Not bad. Yeah.
Pretty good one.
Middle of the pack, I would say, but yeah, it's good.
Oh, you know what, Goo? I don't. You guys haven't done an episode on this. Maybe I don't know how well it would do, but an episode on ranking the Stan Lee cameos in the MCU.
I did a 6-pack, man. Come on.
Yeah, that's six-pack written all over it.
It's a six-pack. There's no way you do a full episode on that. That's a six-pack right there.
That's why I threw it to you. You guys are the ones that rank stuff, not me.
Six-pack is all about, clickbait material. That's a clickbait one right there. A little yellow journalism, if you ask me.
Yeah, sure. I like.
Okay.
I had a joke in there. I'm not sure if it would have went over very well. So we're just not over that. Batroc the Leaper, who is, of course, famously played by George St. Pierre, makes his first appearance. But it is worth noting that he's rumored to be returning to the MCU for the Shang-Chi movie a year from now.
I feel like they're going to start reusing a lot of actors because maybe they used some guys that weren't as well known at the time and they had them in minor roles, and now they're like, wait, I want them to star. I want them to actually do something. Like I know that Donald Glover is supposed to be in Black Panther 2, but he's already been in this universe as Uncle Aaron.
Yeah.
So,
that's right. That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah. By the way, your co-host has a message for you. Anyways, what else you got for me?
We have Zola appearing in his holographic-like form from the computers, an homage to his form and appearance in the comics. When Fury shows Cap the 3 new helicarriers, references the propulsion engines courtesy of Stark Industries. It's because Stark got an up-close view of those shield engines in Avengers when he was, getting twirled around in them.
And it just shows to show that Tony Stark is creating all the messes in the MCU. He's actually the greatest villain in the MCU.
Yeah, well, he's the greatest hero too. He paid the ultimate sacrifice much more than Captain America ever did.
he also wrote the Accords there.
I'm pretty sure.
Accords.
Okay. Accords. How'd you forget that, Goo? That's your claim to fame.
That's my thing. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Hey, Goo.
Wrong movie. Sorry.
Who died or thought they were going to die at the end of Captain America: First Avenger?
Sorry, what?
Who thought they were going to die as they tried to save the world at the end of Captain America: The First Avenger?
Captain America?
So Wes, paid the ultimate price. I'm pretty sure Cap tried to pay the ultimate price, similar to what Iron Man did.
Hold up. First off, Nick, all of these heroes are super into suicide. So don't give me just one guy. Like, let's look at Age of Ultron, where Natasha's like, well, if we gotta die, we gotta die. And then, like, 4 movies later, she's like, yes, I get to die now.
But Wes is saying that Iron Man paid the ultimate price in Endgame, and he likes to give Cap shit for not doing that. That's all. Saying Cap's done it before, been there, done that, thought he died, and he didn't. So
he still lived. I don't know. He did a pretty crappy job of it. That's all I'm saying.
The only one who seems to love life is Thor. The other ones all want to die. Bruce Banner shot himself in the mouth and then spit out the bullet as the Hulk.
Well, actually, and Thor's clinically depressed now, too. So
well, now he is.
Yeah, now he is. Rocket's the only one who loves life in reality. But, Wes, I think you got one more, which is going to be up there for...
Yeah, so this was a little bit of research. When Sitwell is on the rooftop telling some S.H.I.E.L.D. secrets, he makes some references, which I'll let Goo touch on a little bit, but he references a man from Cairo, Egypt, and many have pointed to that being a reference to Moon Knight or Mark Spector.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe Apocalypse?
No, it's not.
The original mutant.
Okay. Apocalypse is from Egypt.
Yes.
Nick?
Yes. If it was Apocalypse, okay, fine. I don't know how you're going to do that whole, Anchor or whatever the heck it was. But I thought you had the one that Goo listed off, Wes. There's no way that's Mark Spector, okay? He's not from Cairo.
I didn't say Mark Spector.
No, I know which one you have listed off. I thought Wes had it listed off. Goo, I'm sorry.
I don't know. What are you talking about right now?
I'm beating around the bush.
Do you think he meant
way this is Moon Knight? There's no way this is Moon Knight is what I'm trying to say.
Storm? Storm can control the weather.
No way this is Moon Knight. Okay, he's
Storm?
Not from Egypt. He's
Storm's
an American.
From Egypt.
He's a mercenary. God damn it. Goo, what do you have for this category? That's not what it is, Wes.
Storm is from Egypt.
Saying, this is what many people are saying. I'm not
I looked it up after you wrote. I saw you wrote that down, and I looked it up, and I was like, there's no.
Nick, Storm is from Egypt.
What was that, Goo? I didn't catch that.
Storm is from Egypt.
Who's Storm?
The mutant.
I don't
control the weather.
Ramses II.
Okay, Storm.
King Tut, also from Egypt.
Goo, who do you have for this category?
Let's see here. Well, he mentioned Stephen Strange, which, if you look at the timeline, doesn't exactly make sense. I believe at the time it would be the Ancient One that would be the Sorcerer Supreme, so doesn't exactly line up, but either way, cool Easter egg. And then let's see here. Cap's pop culture list was pretty cool. Nirvana, it's a band. If you didn't know that, Nick.
Oh,
Bucky.
Fun fact about the pop culture list: in Australia and China and like a couple other places.
Oh, they actually changed it
Around to make it more culturally specific.
In Australia, it just said shrimp on Barbie.
Yeah, right. Dildo babies.
Bucky holds the shield in this. Future foreshadowing, if you will. Danny Pudi's in this movie. I already said that. And then the best one is Nick Fury playing It's Been a Long Time, which then plays at the end of Avengers Endgame.
Okay. I was wondering what the reference was to that. I was like, why is that the best one? I didn't pick up on that.
So he plays it while he's dying in Cap's apartment. And then that is the song that plays when he is dancing with Carter in the past.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
That's wow. I wouldn't have voted
you once again.
I would not have voted for that. Great. That's a great find, Goo. That gets my vote for sure.
Yeah, let's take it. Clean
real quick, Doctor Strange. They call him Stephen Strange. He's a brilliant like hand surgeon or surgeon in general, whatever.
Oh, keep an eye on this surgeon.
They said it could be anybody. They said a valedictorian in Iowa City or whatever. Why couldn't they pick it? Like talk about a surgeon who's in New York.
The surgeon's got 42 straight complete surgeons, guys. Keep an eye on him. He's got great hands.
He could turn into Edward Scissorhands and then run into a whole nother issue. The other one
become a wizard. That's what he actually did.
That's true too. The other one that I thought was a little, maybe a deeper pull, I don't know, but so Maria Hill interviewing for Stark Industries at the end of the movie, right? They have that whole montage when Agent 13 is now part of the CIA. She's interviewing for Stark Industries. She became at one point in the comics the deputy director of S.H.I.E.L.D. And at that time, Tony Stark was the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. So, and she hated that. So now she's working under Stark again, and she's choosing to do so. So I like that one, but I'm still voting for Goose.
Okay, yes. I like that. That is a deep pull there. Okay. All right, let's put on our Scoop B. It's that time of the year. NBA Free Agency Frenzy. Let's put on our Scoop B Internet Sleuth hats for the S.H.I.E.L.D. Internet Sleuth Award for, as you might have guessed, Internet Research.
All right, Wes, this is all you.
Okay, let me crack the knuckles here. Anthony Mackie spent 5 months doing 2-a-days and consuming 11,000 calories a day to prepare for the role. He looks pretty beefy.
Yeah, it looks nice.
11,000 calories?
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. They also didn't even make him read for the role. He was hired like purely off of his enthusiasm for the role, or enthusiasm like in acting and just the way he approaches himself.
Oh,
interesting. F. Gary Gray was in consideration for the director role, but withdrew his name to take the NWA biopic Straight Outta Compton.
Both good. I think that worked out for everybody because I enjoyed that movie, and I'm happy that the Russo brothers were able to get in over here.
Yeah, and it obviously worked out. Right, this was their first. So obviously played out well.
Yeah.
This is actually might be my favorite one here. Kevin Feige said they were considering including Hawkeye, but said, quote, "We didn't think he would have enough to do," which might be on Hawkeye's epitaph in the MCU overall. Just like he never had enough to do. You can say that about him at any point in time, and that's applicable.
Oh, that's freaking brutal. Goo, you have the Avengers video game, right? I know you don't play it much though, right?
I haven't played it. I paid $70 for it because I wanted the beta.
God.
I played the first level, so I guess I technically have played it. I played the first level, and then it kept glitching heading into the second level, and I'm like, I'm not going to play this.
Okay.
Then when it finally came out, it auto-downloaded to my PS4, and I never played it.
Okay, because for some reason I thought that you were excited to play as Hawkeye. I don't know why.
Well, no. So the trailer came out for Kate Bishop, and it looked pretty cool. And I'm like, wait, is this a part of the game I already own?
And does it come with it, or?
I wouldn't know, Nick.
Okay. Real quick in the comments, Mac brought this up because I was trying to think of what Anthony Mackie's name was in 8 Mile. It's Clarence, right?
Yeah, his little name's Clarence. Papa does not even.
His parents have a real good marriage.
Real, yeah. Well, he is a COD, so I can appreciate that. But it's Falcon, no question.
Okay, all right. Anyways, I think Wes that I still
Pac, 2 Pac, 3 Pac, 4.
You gotta
3 Pac, 2 Pac, none.
I think a few others. for this category.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I don't know if you guys are talking about Papa Doc and like the Avengers video.
Oh, you're complaining about us talking about rap, really? Okay,
that's not rap. That's a movie.
It's all around.
That's a
rap.
movie with raps, though.
Yeah, that's not like real rap. It's not like I'm going to go out
Look
and
at his
buy
boots.
the Papa Doc.
They about to grow roots.
Okay. Chris McKenna, a writer for the Russos on Community, was hired specifically to write jokes for the movie. I thought Goo would appreciate that.
I did. Jim Rash is in Civil War.
Yes. Amelia Clark, Allison Brie, Anna Kendrick, and Felicity Jones were all considered for Cap's love interest before Emily Van Camp was chosen.
I prefer all of them besides Felicity Jones over the one that they have chosen.
Yeah, Anna Kendrick might have been too.
Anna Kendrick wouldn't work. Allison Brie?
Yeah.
Come on. I like Allison Brie and Anna Kendrick.
But don't you dare.
Don't
you dare, Nick.
Oh, Allison Brie as a secret agent? You could buy that?
Yes.
Maybe if she's playing opposite Steve Carell.
If I could buy her as a wrestler, after watching Community, I think I could buy her doing being a
Watch the
secret
first
agent.
episode of Glow.
What?
Watch the first episode of Glow.
No, wait. Thank you. West. She was a wrestler in Community. I've seen a few.
She's a wrestler in Glow.
You idiot, Nick.
Oh, okay. All right. Anyways, moving on.
When Steve visits Fury's grave, the gravestone reads Ezekiel 25:17. This was actually a joke written by Chris McKenna. The path of the righteous man. That's the quote on there. That was a phrase that Jules said, of course, Jules from Pulp Fiction fame, would say all the time. So it's a nice little homage to Samuel L. Jackson's one of his better roles of his acting career.
Also, says here that Barnaby Rogers is also from Egypt, Nick.
Barnaby Rogers.
Yeah.
Didn't realize that. Wes, I'm actually going to give that last one my vote. I like the Pulp Fiction homage. That was a nice touch.
Yeah, it is.
I like the 11,000 calories a day, Anthony Mackie.
Yeah, it must be.
I too like to hear about beefcake stuff. So yeah, I'm with Wes.
Okay, I think it's a pretty fair one.
What's the chin tiki?
I don't know. Max trying to jump in on Goose appearance here.
Just send him a link.
Yeah, I should just send him a link. Yeah. It turned into an absolute shit show.
Okay, so the Edith Even Dead I'm the Hero Award for who won the movie. Nick, who do you got?
All right, I have. Okay, you guys actually wrote down the better ones, so I have as an honorable mention Black Widow. I thought this was a really good movie for her, and after watching this again, it's like if they start to finish, you know what? I feel pretty good about her having her own movie. I know she's going to have other characters with her, but I think if she's really into it, like she was in this, then it's going to be an enjoyable film. Not all at once. Okay, go ahead.
The answer is Cap.
Yes.
They updated him, they fixed him, and now he fits perfectly into this world.
Okay, it's a good one, though, but I think Wes has the winner.
Yes, for this movie and not the overall MCU, it's Bucky Barnes, I think. It's the MCU.
He's in 3 scenes.
Producing a real villain. And honorable mention goes up to Nick Fury because I think this is one of his better performances and definitely the longest introduction, I think, or longest role that he plays to date in this series. Right?
Maybe Avengers.
Maybe I'm trying to think, but he definitely plays a huge role in this. So I would go with Bucky Barnes.
I'm going with Bucky Barnes too. Winter Soldier was. I love Cap in this too. Don't get me wrong. But anyway, speaking of Bucky Barnes,
again, for those of you who are just tuning into the program, Nick is wearing a Bucky Barnes shirt,
which brings us to the sad Bucky Barnes Award for who lost the movie. Wes, who do you have for a nominee?
This is easy in my eyes. Let me just switch this up real quick here on the old show. This is easy for me here. It's Peggy Carter. She's on her deathbed, and she has to see the love of her life still in like chiseled, perfect shape, and she's got like wrinkles in every little part of her face. It looks very off. Like it threw me off seeing how many wrinkles on there. It didn't look natural. But she's also getting cucked by her niece. Like. That's you're taking a pretty big L there, I think.
Can ladies get cucked?
Yes. No, there's a term for it. I think it's like cuck queen. I'm not even kidding. I remember looking it up.
Give it a goose.
Yeah.
Well, be careful about that one.
Do you think that's how Cap got to at the porn?
Yes.
It's on his little thing. Look up cuck.
Let's see. So I have cuck queen. Cucked female. It's a cuck queen. Quean. It's
Sounds
all
like
one
a
word.
Pokemon to me.
we'll have to send Shime a link, see if you can clarify. Goo, you don't have any nominees for this one, right?
No.
Okay.
Every character's solid.
Well, I think Agent Sitwell. He goes and gets thrown out of the car like after 5 minutes of prominence, and then I think Shield is actually the real loser in all of this, West, because we found out at the end of the day that it's all
Can't
hoax.
trust him.
Yes,
Yeah, can't trust him.
Bunch of bullshit. And that logo, we should have seen it. It was an octopus behind it. That's all.
Yeah, I like Shield. We can go with that one. That one works for me.
Okay, and then we have the J. Jonah Jameson Award for Best Performance by a Side Character. Goo, lead us off.
Well, I really like the Falcon in this. We get him in the opening scene with the on your left stuff, and then he talks to Cap for a while. He does like the PTSD stuff with him, like, hey, is your bed like a marshmallow? It's too soft. So all of that stuff with him talking to Cap is really, I felt like they did a really good job with that, of making him super relatable, and then also like you believe that they're friends and that they would adapt into becoming friends. And then also, really cool suit. He can fly. It's pretty cool. And then also, Gary Shandling. Hail Hydra.
Okay.
I would co-sign the Gary Shandling. Falcon, Sam Wilson, we get it. He's the new superhero that's getting introduced. Everyone knows that, right? But Gary Shandling comes in a little bit unexpected. I haven't really seen him too much from those Iron Man days. He comes in for what? A minute, 30 seconds, 45 seconds. I don't know what it is. He comes in throwing gas, just talking about meeting with constituents and how he has a bad back. And he's like joking with Sitwell. And he's like, oh, you see that? You see that? I got to get that shit.
She says that she's a reporter. The hell if I know.
Yeah. Some 23, hot, really hot. I don't know. Like just a classic sleazeball senator. Fantastic job.
I also like I like your pen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's it too. And I forget what movie this is, but when he's talking about Iron Man and talking to Tony Stark, and he goes to pin him, and he's like, "Oh, sometimes you got to deal with like a little prick or something like that," and he's like pinning him on. Do you guys remember that at all?
Yeah, that's
Iron Man 2.
Yes.
Is it Iron Man 2? Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think it was Iron Man 2. Yes, I forgot about that. That was a good pull, Wes.
Yeah.
I don't have any nominees for this one. I would probably. Did you mention?
Well, Brock Rumlow could be one, but again, that's an honorable mention, I think, to Gary Shandling and Falcon. I think it's probably pretty obvious it's Falcon, but Gary Shandling's great in this.
I go with Falcon. I think Crossbones was an awesome character and all this, a good like mini boss, mini villain, whatever. I enjoyed him, but yeah, I'm going with Falcon.
Gary Shandling.
All right. Well, you lose, Goob. And that brings us to the I Am Inevitable Award for the best quote. And I think this one's a no-brainer. We'll save yours for the end, Goo. Wes, I know you have a couple nominees.
Yeah, just one here. One I think is true at any time of the day here. The price of freedom is high, and it's a price I'm willing to pay. Captain America, who can't get behind that?
I thought that was a good one. I thought that whole speech was good, but I'm not voting for that one.
Of course, this is goes back to the elevator scene that's been mentioned plenty of times. Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
Yeah,
that's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
One that I've definitely used before, but sarcastically. I know this might be hard for your co-host to believe, Goo, but the I'm with you till the end of the line. I've used that one before, but there's only one.
Why have you used that sarcastically?
Because I was talking to. I'm not going to explain the story; it's boring. But I've used it sarcastically.
I'm looking to laugh. Can you explain the joke to me?
See, I bet it's like him and his buddy, and he's kind of drunk, and this guy's like, "No, let's keep going out through the night." And he's like, "I'm with you to the end of the road, pal. Let's do it."
And he's like kind of chuckling at him like in the background, like, this idiot. I'm not actually with him. That was sarcastic.
Right.
I got you, Nick. Don't worry.
We're there.
Thanks, Goo. Why don't you give us your nominee?
On your left.
No questions asked. That gets my vote 100 times out of 100. One of the most used quotes from the MCU period.
I agree. I'm still going with the price of freedom is high, and it's a price I'm willing to pay. Tattoo that on my back.
Oh, no way.
Well, I guess just hate America then. I guess that's
put it on the dollar bill.
Oh, that would actually be, that would work pretty well. But you're so full of shit, Wes. There's no, come on. On your left.
I picked the quote. I wrote it down there. Of course I would vote for it. Of course I believe in it. I'm not full of shit.
Okay. All right. Anyways, that is our rewatch review, which brings us to we have no Keeping Up with the Kardashians this week, right, Wes?
No, it's off. Although a little bit of news: Tristan Thompson coming to Boston. So
I know, and Kim put in her story there. She's coming to Boston.
So maybe season 20, when that comes around, we can get maybe a live in-person interview with Courtney herself. So we'll see.
That would be amazing. She did such a good job, but I have no desire to see the Kardashians at a Celtics game.
I think it already happened, right? I mean, with Chris Humphries.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I mean, that lasted 55 days. There's a good chance that it didn't.
Were they still together during the Celtics part of it? I thought so. Yeah.
Oh, was for the Celtics part of it?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was when he was on the Nets. I don't know. Chris Humphries was so irrelevant. Other than that, it's
he can rebound.
All right.
Good-looking guy. He's a bit big into crypto now too.
Oh. Is he?
Yeah.
Is he? Oh, okay. Well, that brings us to the quarantine corner, and Goo, you are our guest, so why don't you lead us off?
Okay, so they did the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air get-together thing on HBO Max the other day. First off, the OG Aunt Viv was there. The new Aunt Viv was there. And I don't know, it was kind of shot. It wasn't shot weird. It was kind of constructed weird, where they had the Fresh Prince, Will Smith, new Viv, Vanessa, Carlton, Ashley, and DJ Jazzy Jeff all talking, right? Mm-hmm. And then it would cut away to like clips from the show. And then out of nowhere, Will, he gets very serious and he's like, hey guys, you know how I got the first Aunt Viv fired? Well, I talked to her recently. And then it cut to them talking for like 10 minutes of them like incoherently apologizing to each other, but
at the
also
red table?
What's up?
Or at the red table or the red room? What's his wife's
at a completely different thing. It was them watching a video of Will apologizing to the aunt. And like both blaming each other for like getting the other it was kind of weird, but whatever. Aunt Viv, she still looks great, by the way. The old one, the first one. The new one wasn't really for me. And then out of nowhere, spoiler alert, 5 minutes left, fucking little Nicky shows up.
What?
It stinks.
Like
it
Adam
stinks.
Sandler?
No. Little Nicky
has some Popeye chicken.
Popeye's chicken is fucking awesome. No, little Nicky was Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv's kid who came in like season 4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he didn't bring much to the table.
Yeah,
Nothing.
no. But either way, from that, me and the wife, we just we started rewatching The Fresh Prince. I'm about 15 episodes in right now. The 8th episode of the first season is a flashback episode to the first 7 episodes.
Is it really?
And
it's a clip show?
It's a clip show. I'm sorry. The 8th and the 9th episode, because it's a 2-part episode.
Right,
it's a 2-part Halloween episode. And it's all flashbacks and clips to the first 7 episodes. And you would say, well, maybe these clips are only like 30 seconds long. Maybe they're 45 seconds long. No, they're like 5 minutes from random episodes.
Well, so much happened.
Wow.
A lot happened. But like the introduction of the clips too is like, hey, remember when I said that? And then it got to this super fucking long clip.
Jesus.
So it was a live action Family Guy. I like that actually. That's
kind of is.
Spot, yeah.
Yeah.
I had another generic suburban white guy weekend. So it was very enjoyable. I played a little bit of golf on Friday with this nice weather that we had. Then I raked up some leaves on Sunday.
How did you shoot?
So not bad, not as good as I would have liked. I think I shot a 46. I just played 9 holes.
Okay.
How are the greens?
Okay.
Oh, they're always well maintained. They match the drapes.
Oh, wow. Look at that. See, for a while, Wes had his weekly golf update, which he actually at one point called his annual golf update. He was doing it weekly. And
that's right.
And you stopped. You're continuing to golf, but you just
it's the lock of the year of the decade.
You're just burying the score, and I want to know how you're shooting.
Well, I just want to make sure that you're listening, that you're paying attention. I want to make sure you ask those questions.
Oh, I thought it was your whole nonsense of speak softly and carry a big stick or whatever. You don't want to brag or.
No. On golf, I'm all about bragging.
Back to the Fresh Prince thing real quick before I give my little bit. Goo, apparently, I heard this growing up. I don't know how true it was, but there were a few celebrities that were rumored to have summer homes or that had moved to my town in Westport, Massachusetts. And one of them was Hillary from Fresh Prince. I never saw her, but some people had told me they had seen her at the supermarket in town. Wes, I don't know if you're familiar with Lee's, but they said they said they had seen her there before. So it was like different people who, like different groups or whatever people.
Tell you what, not bad.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all.
Jimmy vacations in Buzzards Bay.
Really?
Tell you what, not bad.
Not bad, yeah.
Not bad.
Really?
Cheeseburger in Paradise, loosely based on the Cape.
Not bad.
Not bad.
No, that's a complete lie. I was just looking to one up you there.
Okay.
He does have a vacation house in Onset, though.
Does he really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now is that on the Cape or off the Cape?
No, that's Wareham. That's off Cape.
I mean, I'm from Watertown, the home of Eliza Dushku.
That's true.
Who hates the
Eliza Dushku married to Rick Fox.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah.
She's married to Rick Fox?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Is this not national news?
I didn't know that. Are you shitting me? Eliza Dushku? Doesn't she hate you too?
No, she doesn't hate me. Her family sent my family a cease and desist because my brother found either her science book or a social studies book with her name autographed, or she signed it, when you get a book in school. Yeah, and he tried to put it on eBay.
Okay.
That seems fair and square to me, though.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
does she have any right to do that?
If anything, I feel like the school should be upset that you're stealing a book from them.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I have a couple things. One, Mandalorian Chapter 12 came out. Goo, are you watching that? I know Mac is, and he hates it. Okay. Did you like the 4th episode?
I liked it enough. I loved the 3rd episode.
Oh, so good.
But it's obviously trending in a good direction where they're starting to give you action that'll lead to a bigger story, not just like a one-off mission.
Yeah, and I like the one-offs, but we need to get it moving where we see.
No, you can do one-offs if there's 15 episodes in a season or 20 episodes in a season. If you have 8 episodes, you got to tell the story.
Right. Well, the first one was fine. I have no issues with the first episode. The second episode, anybody who wanted to complain about that, I'm right there with you. I didn't think it was that great. And in general, we're delaying the inevitable. We're delaying the process of what we care about. But my thing with this 4th episode, though, is there was cool action and everything, and Cara Dune's fine. I know most people don't like her. I think she's fine, but don't waste your time on her anymore at Disney. Like Bo-Katan is if you want to get a chick to the forefront, Bo-Katan's the way to go. She's a freaking badass.
Cardboard Dune, am I right?
Yeah, exactly. But the real big
because
thing,
her acting is stiff.
Yes, she's fine. I mean, I'm not.
Use that joke in a different way. Is that a repurposed joke from Twitter?
I mean, I said it on Twitter, but
that's what I mean. Are you was it the same joke or is it kind of repurposed?
It's my joke.
Yeah, but the key to comedy is repetition, isn't it?
On a different audience. I just want to make sure that I understood it right. I wasn't sure if you added a little.
Someone else say Cara Dune again. Someone else say it again.
Cara Dune.
More like Cardboard Dune.
That's funnier a third time. All right, but the real thing that I wanted
I'm upset that I smiled.
The real thing I want to tell you guys about in the Quarantine Corner this week is that Joe and I did another interview that we're going to be dropping on Wednesday. Now, I know I told you we're going to be doing our TLDR live stream on Wednesday, but the audio episode will be out later in the week. We have another episode planned. This is a DC Comics writer who's writing a spin-off series as part of starting a spin-off series, one of the company's most popular characters. I don't want to give too much away, Wes. Unless you think I should just say the name. What do you think?
Just say it, man.
I'm just out. All right, forget it. I'm not saying the name. Forget it if you're going to be like that.
Whatever.
And so, anyways, it's a DC writer who's handling a very popular character spin-off series. So we'll be having that for you guys.
Did you ask them who Sitwell was referencing about the character from Egypt?
Don't let us know about that. I want to get to the bottom of it.
It was not. I guarantee you, it was not Moon Knight. I promise you.
Cleopatra coming at you.
It was not Moon Knight. This week in the DSG West, I know #Dork on Monday is doing streaming services. They're ranking them. I don't know what the hell PCP is doing. Do you?
I think they're doing some sort of a Thanksgiving food draft, actually.
Oh, well.
Maybe featuring Shime?
That's a good one.
I'm not sure. No, I think it is something to do with that in that realm, though. I think it's
more like Cuckadune. Nailed it. Smoked her.
Seriously though, is that what they're doing, Wes?
I don't know. I thought it was something like similar
Well,
to that.
I will say this. I will recommend this to them. Make sure that the foods are actual Thanksgiving foods.
Fucking meatballs. Jesus Christ. What are we doing?
Like,
I understand
lasagna? We're just having a lasagna at every dinner now.
I mean, like I eat lasagna and meatballs on Thanksgiving, but those are not Thanksgiving foods.
So that was Mac, right? That took, and then what Mac
Wait, so this seems like a kind
I
of
don't-
it's like Die Hard, a Christmas movie type of thing. If you eat a food on Thanksgiving continually every Thanksgiving, isn't it a Thanksgiving food?
Well,
What?
You said you have lasagna and meatballs every Thanksgiving, but that's not a Thanksgiving food.
No,
But
because
if you
that's
have it every Thanksgiving, then
for the average family though, Wes, would you say meatballs are a Thanksgiving food?
did other people in the group have lasagna and meatballs at every Thanksgiving?
I mean, I don't think Shime did. Or did he?
I haven't listened to the episode.
Shime has four.
Neither have I.
Shime has like 4 Thanksgiving, so I think he already had his first one, so maybe he has. Who knows? But anyways, that's actually what Mac and Goo talked was the Thanksgiving draft. So I don't know what PCP is doing. I never know what they're doing. TLDR
What
will.
about 1,000 plastic meatballs?
There you go.
It took me
TLD.
5 minutes to find that audio, but I got it. Don't worry.
Oh God.
They don't
TLD.
stink of nothing.
Stand-up brand for doors. Anyways,
Buy them in bulk or no fucking deal.
God, that is that. What was,
That'd be
What
quality
about
on
1,000
my end.
plastic meatballs?
what was the
Quality
one-
on my end.
What was what I was thinking of? The other day? Oh, the bones are their money. I forget why, but Lucy and I like Billy me or Billy him. I love that one's probably my
Her
favorite
name's
one.
Billy too. That's why I'm so fucking
I'm
confused.
so
Yeah, that's
fucking confused. Anyways, TLDR later on this week. Furloughed Friends actually going to be Monday and Friday this week. So make sure you guys are looking for all of that stuff. And our streamers, of course, Dr. Joe, Shime Time, and Davey, I think is twitching again. I don't
Hey,
know.
and how about your co-host getting a new show, getting a spinoff? I've heard it both ways.
Oh yeah, I'm very happy for Joe. I think it's I need them to put it in audio form though because I'm working at that time, so I can't watch them, and I'd rather go back and listen. So
We have
Billy,
to- I think we have to knock Doc down a few pegs. You know, he's getting a little too big for his britches now. He's starting off in a podcast. Now he's got another
that.
podcast. He's calling himself the president of the Dorkshire Gooniverse or
hey,
something like that. You know, people are starting to send him
I think he called himself
Photoshops.
the Nick Fury of the Dorkshire
Yeah.
Something
universe.
like that. Yeah.
I don't understand why you're throwing the shade at Doc like that.
I'm just saying, you know, he's getting a little big for his britches there.
I think Doc's just a really nice guy, and he is very excited more than anything. So I don't appreciate
Don't
the hate.
insult him like that.
That seemed very condescending.
It did. I was like,
What are you talking about?
very excited.
I don't think that was condescending at all. Fuck
What is
you
he, a
both.
child?
No, Doc gets excited. He's into all this shit, just like me. You know what? No, Doc and I are going to have our fun with our TLDR and talk comics, and he's going to go do his
Stirring
thing
the
with Billy.
pot.
Now this is what
Bullshit.
I'm talking
This is
about.
bullshit. This is unbelievable. Wes, have we decided? I feel like there's been a lot of fighting in an episode, which is normally supposed to be calm for us. This is like our detox or whatever from our debate episodes. But have we decided what we're doing next week yet?
It would be a relapse, not a detox. It was
Whatever.
supposed to be a
Stop.
detox and then it turned into a relapse. No, we
Okay.
don't. But we will be back. Same bad time, same bad place.
Thank you, Goo, for joining us.
What a pleasure.